Oh, butchered it, tone deaf. It's funny about the NFL. You watch Hard Knocks, and a guy can get cut for the most random reason, but you'll stick by this guy. You watch Hard Knocks through the years.
Yep.
Bill O'Brien, Jeff Fisher, they'll cut a guy because he's late to a meeting. They'll cut a guy because
Bad player.
Okay.
A guy they don't need.
But this guy can stick around. We got his back. I have a friend who owns a business, and he always said, diversity comes not just in racial diversity, but gender diversity and age diversity. When you own a company, you should have some employees over 50 and under 30, and you should have female voices. The NFL doesn't have enough female voices in their front offices. This is a tone-deaf situation. 46% of, I think it's like 46 or 36% of NFL fans are women that watch games. How is this playing? It kind of feels like the Trump campaign with women. Guys may cheer. Women who are fans of this league are going, what's going on?
Here's what I'll say, and clearly Josh Brown has some issues. If you read through the documents, he's got some mental health issues. Clearly he and his wife were in a terrible relationship where he was physically and emotionally abusive. It is so hard to adjudicate these things. The court system struggles with it.
Yes,
people that are experts in it. And we sit back as media people from afar and second guess the NFL for fumbling these situations.
Yeah.
Well, show me the other leagues or the other industries that are handling domestic violence or any of these complicated criminal issues well. And so what I'm reluctant to do is establish a precedent in the NFL that the industry, the league, get out ahead of the criminal justice system and how it handles these issues. Because I don't want that precedent moved over to the post office, to Fox Sports, to ESPN, to the newspaper industry, to the trucking industry. Because if companies start trying to get ahead of the criminal justice system, they're gonna make mistakes because mistakes are made in the criminal justice system constantly. It is hard.
But with greater power comes greater responsibility, and football is not the justice system. It is a business. It is a television show. It is the #1 television show. There has to be a self-awareness, knowing that you are the most consumed product on the most used American device, and you can't figure out how bad this looks.
Again,
I'm not asking you to be a judge. I'm not asking you to be a criminal defense attorney. I'm asking you to figure out America's watching, men and women. This is an atrocious decision.
There are, and again, it does in hindsight and from Los Angeles look like an atrocious decision. I get that. But in the movie industry, in the television industry, people are tolerated that do all kinds of things. Charlie Sheen is just someone just off the top of my head. But I'm sure there are criminal things that movie stars and television stars and music stars and all this, that's all tolerated. And I'm not trying to excuse the Josh Brown situation. I'm concerned about establishing a precedent for football players that's not there for the rest of society. Because underneath those uniforms and pads, they're just human beings.
Yes, but as you've said, sports isn't Hollywood. Hollywood leans left and is forgiving, right? Sports is conservative, tied to the military, values. These are poor American values. Sports is city on the jersey, representing Wisconsin and Baltimore and Seattle. And if sports is truly about values in the military, it's not Hollywood. Hollywood's out in the weeds. It doesn't relate to America. Football relates to America on 5 channels.
100% agree. I just think you have it reversed a little bit. Conservative values, Christian values are about forgiveness. And they're also about understanding people's journey and path that they walked and trying to steer people on a better course. Listen, it sounds tone deaf what the Giants have said about, hey, we're not giving up on this guy. When I hear that from Ben McAdoo, I don't hear someone saying, we're not letting him go. We're not going to cut him or move on from him as a football player. I hear that as someone saying, I know this guy, I've worked with this guy. We're going to try to, at least Ben McAdoo and some people in the organization, we're going to try to continue to stay involved with this guy's life and try to help him on a better path so he makes better decisions.
What about the troubled player who's late for a meeting and you cut? What about his path?
That has more to do, trust me. If he could play, if he were Tom Brady, they wouldn't cut him. Jimmy Johnson told you that. Troy Aikman can be late to all the damn meetings he wanted to be. It's the guy that couldn't play and really couldn't help him. That's who they cut.